Hello! Okie dokie, folks. So, a couple of weeks ago, I went out and got another load of seaweed, and I put it out on 3 beds in the garden. Oh my God, no. There's not going to be a car. Totally a car coming by. So the load went out onto the 3 beds out there. You can see where the seaweed is darker. And that far bed was Salanova lettuce where, you know, some of the centers were still alive, but, you know, like all the leaves were just kind of rotting and stuff. So I just went ahead and clipped it back and threw that into the compost bins. And then this 3rd bed over here was baby chard. And it was also, you know, just getting wet and the leaves were just rotting and stuff. This 2nd bed here in the back, I had planted some spinach late and it was, you know, just barely growing and the leaves were starting to kind of rot a little bit and stuff. But in the front half of that bed, I have beets. And so what I decided to do, you know, it has been kind of freezing a number of nights. And so I'd put a tarp on top of it. I just pulled the tarp off, marked the bed, and put seaweed on that bed too, so that if I want beets, I can kind of move aside the seaweed and get the beets. Now, I've never tried that before, so we'll see how that works. But in the other, let's see, 4 beds, I'm still kind of eating out of. I've got 2 beds of kale. Under the tarps there are carrots, and then over in this far bed, there's parsley, leeks, and a little bit of kale. So in my next load of seaweed, I didn't want to put it out here, so I ended up prepping the compost bins for that. Got both these bins now empty, and I've got this kind of finished compost a little bit in this last bin, so I'm super proud of myself. I got all of that finished compost, and I had set up a pallet, you know, sitting on top of 2 2x4s that are kind of set into the composting bins, and got a tarp up here. Yay, that is done, and I need to do the same thing. I've got 1 more pallet right here, and I need to set that up in this bin. We have a new shiny neighbor back over there, and they are clearing trees and burning brush. Alrighty, so I started working on this bin, and I didn't have any old scrubby 2x4s, so I ended up using 4 2x2s, and you know, son of a biscuit eater, son of a biscuit eater. Okay. Yay. I'm gonna throw a tarp in there, and then I'm gonna stash these boxes. There are boxes of soil under here, so. Okay, these boxes are holding up all right. I ended up finding 2 more boxes of transplant soil mix. This one I remember having to rebox because the bottom was falling out, and this one is used soil blocks. So like, you know, transplants that didn't germinate or whatever. So I actually have a total of 14 boxes. 5 of them are these small size, and so that would be 9 of them would be these bigger size. Okay, so everything cleared out, and I've got room in these 3 bins for some seaweed. Shall we go over there and see what the neighbors are up to? Chile. Oh my God. Car. car. Okay, so after I cleared out those 3 composting bins and cleaned up around everywhere, I went out and got another load of seaweed. Cars. So I'm about to grab this little windrow of seaweed on here. Done, 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 done. And in the meantime, I had been sitting, watching Netflix, and shredding cardboard. I've got 3 big old garbage bags of shredded cardboard. And I've got 3 bins filled about a foot high of seaweed. So I'm gonna go ahead and dump 1 bag each on top of the seaweed. Oh shoot, man. If I was smart, I would mix this all together with the seaweed, but I'm not going to. I made a mess. Okay, how do you get in there? Is everybody out of there? Okay, I think I am gonna go get a pitchfork. Chilly. Yeah, so I think what I want to do is fluff this up. It doesn't really matter. Because what I'm going to do after this is just my next load of seaweed, I'll just throw it on the top here. Anyway. Fluffy, fluffy, fluffy. Chilly. Chilly. Okay. I think everybody's happy. Oh boy. Ooh, chilly. Okay, so this is what we have. Fluffy. 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 And I'll see you next week. Okay. Oh my god, what a dork. Oh my god, what a dork.